Some Vermont leaders are coming under fire after a report released by State Auditor Doug Hoffer showed the state is falling far short of its hazard mitigation goals. Of all the ideas in the state's 2018 plan to reduce the risk and impact of natural disasters like flooding, only 1/3 were put into action. ABC 22's Matt Holderman spoke with the state auditor and others to hear more about the report and their reactions. He is live tonight in the newsroom. Matt?
Right, Lauren. Well, Hoffer told me this hazard mitigation plan put together by Vermont Emergency Management in 2018 is something that FEMA requires all 50 states to do before considering them eligible to receive disaster relief funding. Now, FEMA doesn't exactly follow through to make sure the states actually follow their hazard mitigation plans once laying them out. But Hoffer thinks if we have a plan in place that could help people, it should be followed.
If you go to the trouble to create the plan and involve all these smart, capable people and you have recommendations, you should fund them.
That's the position Vermont State Auditor Doug Hoffer is taking after looking into the state's hazard mitigation plan to make sure it's being followed and learning the state, for the most part, is in fact not following through. This week, Hoffer released his findings, detailing that back in 2018, the state's Emergency Management Department came up with a plan featuring 96 actions to mitigate the risk and impact of natural disasters. But since piecing together that plan, only 33% of it was implemented.
Only 1/3 of all the recommendations were implemented. And furthermore, most of those that were identified as priorities weren't implemented either. There's a lot of time to do some of this stuff, and some of it doesn't require that much effort.
Some of the action items included in the plan that weren't implemented were flood-related, including dam removal and screening tools and providing assistance to developers building in flood-prone areas.
It really leaves me with a bad taste in my mouth. The government did not work for people in this case.
Those facts aren't sitting well with state lawmakers who live in cities that were devastated by flooding this year and/or last year, and they're now calling on Governor Phil Scott to include funding for the incomplete parts of the plan in next year's state budget.
The state government needs to act on the items outlined in the 2018 plan and the 2023 successor plan. And two, we need to fully staff these entities like Vermont Emergency Management.
I hope if the governor's reelected, that they come with a plan to get the rest of this job done. And we're happy to work with them to do that.
Responded to the audit report, actually thanking Hoffer and agreeing that they can and will do better. In a letter to Hoffer, Public Safety Commissioner Jennifer Morrison wrote, quote, "The Secretary and will ensure that the Planning and Policy Committee follows the monitoring and evaluation process outlined in the State Hazard Mitigation Plan." Now, Hoffer told me while the state doesn't actually have to pay any mind to his audit report, he will be checking up on them 1 year from now and 2 years from now to make sure they are following the plan or see if they are. Live in the newsroom, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.